Watch this interview of James Dyson done by The Wire in 2012.
I try to always employ graduates because they have no fear, they have no experience. I don't want experience. I want people who haven't done something before and want to find a new and better way of doing it, and who have no fear of failure. Because failure is so important. I mean, it's what you learn from it. If you always succeed and always give the right answer, you're learning nothing.
Right.
James Dyson is the inventor of the backless vacuum and founder of Dyson. He created over 5,000 failed prototypes over the last 15 years, but every failure taught him a new lesson. And instead of giving up, he used those lessons to create a billion-dollar company. Now I want you to imagine this. Imagine investing years of hard work and millions of dollars into building a company only to watch it fail. What would you do next? Would you give up or would you try again? Some of the world's biggest companies today, like Apple, Domino's, and Netflix, were once on the brink of collapse. But instead of accepting failure, they used it as a stepping stone to success. In this presentation, we'll explore why failure is crucial for growth, take a look at real-world examples of companies that turned failure into success, and discuss key lessons that organizations can apply to use failure as a strategic advantage. Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about why failure is so important. Something we need to understand is failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone to success. Companies that fear failure often become stagnant, but those that embrace it foster a culture of experimentation and continuous learning. The most important takeaway: organizations must create an environment where failure is seen as a learning opportunity rather than a disaster, because without this mindset, growth is nearly impossible. To see how failure can lead to success, let's explore 3 companies that turn setbacks into comebacks. In the 1990s, Apple was in trouble. The company was losing money, and by 1997, the company was on the brink of bankruptcy. Desperate for change, they brought back its co-founder, Steve Jobs. Instead of trying to fix everything, Steve Jobs simplified Apple's product line. They focused on innovation and introduced the iMac, laying the foundation for future hits like iPhone and the iPad that we use today. Today, Apple is one of the most valuable companies in the world. Their near collapse forced them to rethink, adapt, and come back stronger. In the late 2000s, Domino's Pizza was facing serious trouble. Customers complained that their pizza tasted like cardboard, and their reputation was at an all-time low. But instead of hiding the problem, Domino's took a bold step. They publicly acknowledged the criticism, and they launched a campaign to win back trust. They revamped their entire pizza recipe, they improved their ingredients, and they are committed to transparency and fast delivery. And eventually, that paid off. Domino's made one of the greatest comebacks in fast food history, and today, it's one of the largest pizza chains in the world. Netflix started as a DVD rental company struggling to compete with Blockbuster, and at one point, they even offered to sell themselves to Blockbuster for just $50 million. But instead of giving up, Netflix adapted because they saw the potential of online streaming and they pivoted their business model. And now, they aren't just streaming, they are creating hit original contents like Squid Games, Stranger Things, and Bridgerton. And today, Netflix dominates the entertainment industry. Their success proved that the ability to pivot is often the key to survival. So what can organizations learn from these companies? Firstly, embrace a growth mindset. Failure should never be seen as the end. Companies that encourage learning from mistakes rather than punishing failures create an environment where innovation thrives. Second, foster a culture of experimentation. Companies like Domino's and Netflix took risks, tested new ideas, and learned from their mistakes. Organizations that innovate faster survive longer. Because this is a chance to review internal systems and make them more effective, whether that means clearer roles, better communication, or more support for employees. Real change happens when the internal setup is redesigned to support better outcomes. Turn setbacks into strategic change. Failure forces companies to rethink their strategies. Apple had to simplify their product line. Domino's had to change their whole recipe, and Netflix redefined how people consume content. Internally, this could mean refocusing on core strengths, dropping what's not working, and realigning goals with the company's values. It also involves stronger planning and more collaboration between departments. The goal is to create a more focused and united organization moving forward. At the end of the day, failure isn't what destroys a company. It's the inability to learn from it. In conclusion, failure isn't something to be feared. It's something to be embraced. In the context of organizational change, failure often acts as a powerful trigger for transformation. It forces organizations to examine their internal structure, culture, and processes. These difficult moments often lead to rethinking strategies, redesigning workflows, and building a more adaptive and resilient organization. Organizations that thrive in today's fast-changing world are the ones that treat failure as a lesson and not an endpoint. The most successful companies don't just survive failure, they develop through it. So the next time you hear about a company struggling, don't count them out just yet. They might just be on the verge of their greatest success. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.